you listening?
Damn it, I found
In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight. We're happy tonight.
Now y'all lying.
Oh, okay.
And I can go.
My bad, y'all.
I didn't know you could sing like that.
Yo, what's poppin'? We are live for real this time. And look who we have in the building. Yeah, so now we got amazing. Okay, I gotta turn this on. Hold on. Wait, can we turn it down a little bit? Okay. So listen, now we're back. I said it was gonna be Christmas by the time we got it up. That's why I was singing this Christmas carol. But anywho, yo, what's popping? It's Tuesday, amazing Tuesday with myself, Satara. Yeah. Don't mess it up next time. Jeremy, it's not your fault, Jeremy. No, I think he sabotaged you because he feeling away. I think because he is always the one doing it. I think it was feeling away. He had to leave it in your hands. That's his baby and things like that. You know how it is when you first let somebody babysit your baby.
I see it say Jeremy broke it on that.
Don't do that. Jeremy ain't broke it. Don't do that. Oh, that was, who that was? Mickey. You know us. Anywho, I'm back, y'all. I'm back. So we owe y'all like 15 more minutes of shit talking, okay? Okay. All right. Hey. How you doing?
I'm good. What's going on?
Not a whole lot. How's your day, man?
Can't complain at all.
Well, it don't do no good no way, right?
Exactly.
Mr. Mays, how are you?
All right, I had to get me a crutch. This is who I be messing with these.
That's the one.
Yeah, I get them mixed up. Alana, Adrian. Can I tell them apart?
You don't know which one this is?
I just always tell each one of them when they ain't around, they my favorite.
I say,
then
they turn around as soon as I leave out the room. You my favorite.
You can't tell
every time.
I tell them don't tell
I ain't
people what
I
say.
That's hilarious. You ain't studying them? Okay, I'm glad y'all can hear us.
I like these women.
You like the weaving women?
Yeah.
All right. So you still don't know which one this is?
I think that's Alana.
Oh my God.
That's Adrian.
This is
I get a mix up.
Oh my
goodness. You my favorite.
Oh,
I better be.
Come on, man. I knew who you were.
Thank you.
I do my niece like that.
I
do my niece them like that. I got Leah.
Which one?
And Dana.
Yeah.
I've been calling Dana Leah.
For how many? Probably since
years.
Years.
Uncle Eric, and the thing is, I said, I sure get y'all mixed up. You kids sure do grow up fast.
You know who y'all want to hear something crazy? My mama got one daughter. Me. Never say my name right. She called me YT. She Candy Girl Child. You.
You like that's your sister? Huh?
I've been Candy Girl Child. You since I can remember. Don't make no time sense.
They become like family to me.
Yeah.
And I want to give a shout out to my nephew from Hamilton.
Okay.
Jacoby Booth.
Jacoby Booth.
Jacoby been doing good.
Yeah, they undefeated right now.
Yeah.
They undefeated. Yeah. Shout out to Hamity. Go Hawks. My children graduated from Hamity. Go Hawks.
I don't want to mess up his career and people know that I'm his uncle.
Oh, it's all right. You ain't gonna mess it up.
Speak too much on him. Just give him the shout out and keep it pushing.
Jacoby Boo. No, I looked at number 80. He did good.
Number 80.
I think this is his first year playing football.
Yeah.
Because he been starting basketball since he was a freshman. And so I've been keeping up with him. I went to a couple games in basketball, now football, and so.
Tell him to teach you a few things. Maybe you can beat him.
Oh, I used to be the captain of football, basketball. You know, I was a Michigan State Spartan. I was on wide receiver.
She ain't gonna say, "Come on,
You didn't
Candy,
know
we know
that?
your name, girl."
I was
No.
in the dorm with Magic. The Magic didn't know me. What's
Yeah.
this show? Amazing Maze.
Amazing
That was
Maze.
my nickname in
Oh my
college.
goodness.
You
He just
better
said
ask
he
her. You
was
too
a
young to know
wide
about
receiver
Amazing Maze.
at MSU.
Now I'm a councilman. You
Yeah.
know what y'all could call me?
What's that?
Councilman
Councilman.
Amazing Maze.
Hey, Councilman Amazing
Every
Days. All
That's
right.
my song, too. My
But
song
I'm
voice.
glad you're here with us with this on.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
seen you know where I'm like, come on, daughter. 'Cause
Come on,
it's
daughter.
Weaver time.
It's Weaver
It's
time.
Weaver time.
It's
And
Weaver
I'm
time.
telling you, we done did it once. If people cooperate, we'll do it again.
That's right.
That's why I'm here for. I'm here. I looked at the primary election. I'm gonna keep saying it, and I count votes and numbers. And I try to help the best folks win if I can.
Yeah.
And them numbers in the primary was 4,900, nearly 4,900, 4,000 Weaver,
Yeah.
and 1,100 Mays.
Yeah.
But when you add the Mays and Weaver together, it would have been, what's that, 5,100 Weaver and 4,900 nearly. And that ain't no exact science, but it tells me something. And so, you know, I'm trying to help make something happen. It was easier working with your mom. I could pick up the cell phone, call, and do.
He said, "Turn that mic on
She
and give
was-
it to Eric."
She was honest. She
Okay.
was honest and true. And department heads, you remember Huey Newsom and
You can bring the house down.
Chief Johnson. I was able to make calls. And so I've been in this administration with these other folks for 3 years now. And I'm here to tell you, I've been getting half the truth, lies, department heads, legal department. We had a legal department under Mayor Weaver.
Yeah.
And so I'm ready to hopefully get this thing on track because it's all about serving the people, doing the best you can do. If you sit in my seat, I'm gonna average 12, 14 calls a day.
Yeah.
You gotta help people. You gotta be able to mechanically take care of them little problems Monday through Friday. Tomorrow we got council meeting. Guess what I'm gonna do?
What you gonna do?
What you think I'm gonna do?
Cut the food.
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Jeremy,
I'm
help
just
me out. I'm
kidding.
sitting here in between two of them who like to mess with me. I think they love me.
We
I
do.
think they love me.
We do.
I sure hate to
We
see
do.
it. I hate to see it.
I said, speak it. Can you hear if I is this you want to hold the mic? Let me let you
As
hold the mic.
deep as my voice is, you telling me this first time in life I done heard somebody had to tell me to talk loud. Adrian. Now what type of show and mess is this? But this is what I'm gonna do tomorrow.
Tell us.
You see this stack of papers here? This ain't nothing compared to what I'm gonna bring to council meeting tomorrow. I done had the council staff pull them. That stack about this high. And it's people applying for that money.
Yeah.
You know, we done spent about 20-something million, 74 million, and I'm finna try to push the envelope. I'm finna try to help some folks get money because that money sit there too long. You know
Way
what's good
too long.
about it right now? What week is we in? The first or second week of October?
Today. This is the first week. Today is the 4th. This is the first
If
week of
people
October.
vote right, guess who I get to work with to allocate the millions of dollars?
Ooh.
You see what I'm
Wonderful,
saying?
wonderful Weaver.
Wonderful
Weaver.
So y'all better get ready because the Lord moved in a mysterious way.
That's right.
It's time to vote. I looked at the voting list the other day.
Yeah.
In the first ward.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what I've seen?
What you see?
I've seen out of every 25 or 30 so people who voted, guess what year they were born in?
What year?
1940, 50. What year were you born in? Oh, see,
90s.
women are like 90.
90s.
For every 5 or 30 41s and 50s. Woo, woo, woo. The
Yeah.
older people voting more than the younger people. Can I use you as a voting mascot for the young
I'm
folks?
trying to
go.
be. What you mean?
Right. I want to see out the first ward. I want to see them
Yeah.
1998. I want to see
Absolutely.
them 2000s because that would make them 22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see, I wouldn't even mind seeing a 2001
Yeah.
or
I got a
2000.
few that I'm trying to get out here
Yeah,
and
because,
to rally with us. I do have a few younger people that I've been reaching out to,
and I'm talking
to
to
try to
some
get
of them.
them, out here and spreading the word to vote. So
Yeah.
it is.
Because the young people got us beat.
Yeah,
Except for
but
when it comes
to
to
voting,
voting, we beating them like
yeah, by
Man.
30 older
Yeah.
folks to
yeah.
one.
No, but it
Absolutely.
is bad. I mean, the problem is they don't
Know that
know,
it can connect and help.
yeah, how it does help. And
Absolutely.
with a lot of, I was telling somebody the other day, last night actually, that when you say those like 90s and where we grew up, some of our first election was the Obama election.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh
So,
man, they
but
were
when you go to,
voting with
Yeah.
Obama.
but I mean, like somebody like me, I was old enough to like I paid attention to the Al Gore and the Bush,
Yeah.
Right.
election and everything like that, and seeing how that election went, where the Al Gore won, except for Florida, and then Bush turned around and won. So
Right.
that from that point right there, it made us, to me, in my opinion, it showed us that our votes did not count.
Mm.
From
In
there,
the
I
Gore
feel
race,
like,
yeah.
I mean, from that point where I mean, when
When Obama ran,
but
normally,
I mean, that was just to push
yeah,
our people
normally,
in. I feel like most
normally
of us went out for that, to
Yeah.
push him in. Oh, it's somebody black. We finna get him
in the
in.
Yeah.
first
So then
ward,
after that, nothing was
in the
important to
first
Right.
us,
ward is normally about 1,800, 2,200 votes. When Obama ran, guess how many people voted in the first ward? Let's see who can be the closest without going over.
So how many did they vote
Normally, the
writing?
average is 1,800, 2,200, right in there.
How many people
Okay.
did you say
How
were in the
many?
first ward?
I ain't giving no more clues. This is it. This is a
Okay.
game show.
Sure, I
How
say
many
probably
voted in the first ward when Obama ran?
85 to 90% of the people who could vote.
What is
Probably.
the raw number?
I
What's
don't
your
know.
guess? What's your
I'm
guess?
gonna say like 4,200.
4,200. You
I would say about around the same. You want me to pick a different number? I'll
yeah,
say
because
45.
without going over. What you think, Jeremy?
I think it was roughly 5,400 people.
Guess who win the prize?
Who wins?
The average is 1,800 to 2,200.
Yeah.
Over 6,000 people voted
Oh wow.
in the first ward alone
For that was for
for the
Obama.
Obama.
How
So
many?
But see,
Do you have like
that's my
8,000
point
in your
where I
ward?
said where we
we
went out for that one, because like I said, it was most of our first ones. But the thing is, it was only important to us because we saw a black man trying to get
right,
in.
I seen
Yeah, yeah,
people
yeah,
with
yeah.
backward hats. They were laughing and voting in the
Yeah.
line, saggy pants. People
Yeah.
I know, I see them at the store. And so I'm talking to some of those first warders now. I'm telling them to vote, help make my job easier.
Mm-hmm.
Vote
Mm.
Weaver. Man, who we voting for? I'm like, Weaver. We voting Weaver. And so I'm going to sound like a broken record
Yeah.
for the next 2, 3 weeks because I want it to spread. There's people who laugh with me, they joke with me, but they like me politically.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I see is this: you got to make it where they can feel and touch the result of politics.
Yeah.
And it ain't just they want streets fixed and, you know, trees cut. Some of them want housing.
Mm-hmm.
Some of
Absolutely.
them want their first new house.
Somebody
I,
told me whoever can fix the streets or something like that. That's what he
Yeah.
said.
we can.
Mm-hmm.
And look, you can I know a business right now, a private business, it make about maybe I'm gonna say 1.2 million a year. It'll sell for 800,000. I don't want to throw people up. They say liquor stores. I say beer and wine is owned by, I always say the Arabs, but they want a black to own it because
Yeah.
they couldn't retire after 30 years. And we got the money to help them get it with the opera funds.
Mm-hmm.
So I really want people to understand when you see me downtown pushing for how to spend this money
Mm-hmm.
and how to help people
Yeah.
with roofs, windows,
Yeah.
vinyl siding. I think you can buy a flat screen TV with the upper funds,
Oh hell.
as well as corner stores and get in the business. I want people to fill it out. I want to prove that we can do something. And I don't want people lying and telling them half truths and trying to take credit. So for me, this next 3 weeks is very important.
Yeah.
And if we can pull this off, we right there. So do y'all think I be praying?
Absolutely.
Right.
You don't think I'm an atheist?
No, you
Not
right.
at all. Not at all.
You think I'm
I know
an
you.
honest Christian guy who sometimes laugh, talk, and cuss?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Well,
Just a little
it's true.
bit.
It's
Yeah.
true. And so I'm praying and hoping, and you know, faith without works is dead. We
Absolutely.
was out knocking some doors yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all was out there loaning me. I was out there. I said,
It's like that.
I'm
It's
knocking
more
more doors
walking
for
that I
Weaver
ever
than I
walked.
did in the Maze campaign, Satara. I'm like, so that means I'm already working. And
Yeah,
I'm
you
going to
are.
continue to work. And I want to put some folks to work.
Yeah.
If you want to help me,
Mm.
this is what you do. Call 810. Don't call it now because I'm on there. But if you hear my phone ring, I ain't been answered on there. But call 810 922 4860. We've always, since the old days, we've been able to put some crews together and people can work. They can make a couple dollars. And so I want 20, should I just say young, or should I say a mixture of old and young? Because y'all ain't going to do nothing political. Oh, you is? So I might want 10 or 20 workers to roll with me for a week or two. Call me, Councilman Mays, 810 922 4860, and we're going to have some fun. And I'm going to spread a little wealth around and pay some people as we go into this home stretch. So, Tara,
Yo,
you invited me to this show.
I did.
Why do I talk so much?
We-
What you want?
Well, that's what we want you to do. I came on here to let you talk.
Hey,
Let me tell you why.
Don't let them get me going. But
Let me
I'm
tell
telling
you-
the truth.
let
I'm
me-
trying
let me
to
tell
get
you
a
why.
break,
Let
get
me
this
tell you
thing
why.
done.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why. Because we see you at council, and you have some good information that you always want to give us, and they want to shut you down. They
Well,
can put
why
you on
y'all
a
ain't
time
came
limit.
to council to help me? It should have been about 20 or 30 y'all with some signs in the council chamber saying leave Mays alone. Give him 3 more minutes.
I'm gonna make one.
You want to head that up? You want to be the council committee to help Councilman Mays and council meeting? You got to be willing to get put out a couple times.
Right. You want me to get put out?
But see, you know what?
Arrested.
Well, I mean,
Oh, well, now you pushing it. Now you pushing it.
now he wants you to go across the street.
Right. No,
Oh,
like, nah, I can
goodness.
say some stuff.
I've
We
been
can
over
turn
there
it up.
fighting
But
with y'all.
when they
Y'all
come
ain't
talk about
so
click, click, I'm
Terry,
like, you know
ain't
what?
gonna go to jail if I ain't helping me fight.
Yeah, I mean, you gonna get me out?
Huh?
Yep.
You gonna get me out? Make
Who
sure my
gonna
record's
come
clear.
Yeah,
I'll
somebody
send you a
got to.
candy bar.
A candy bar. Man, I better
need my-
have noodles.
I need
Your
my-
last name
everything.
Weaver. You
And I
can
need
get
my
it.
record expunged.
That's what I'm saying. I need a
Yeah.
clean record when I get out.
Oh my
You better
lord!
not say nothing about Adrian Weaver.
See, Jeremy, when it comes
Councilman
to
meeting.
crunch time, I'm in council meeting on my own. But in the old days,
I'll be there.
before
Just make sure you get me out of jail.
That's all I'm saying.
That's all I need to do.
I ain't got
You know
that
what?
type
Somebody
power,
got
dude.
listen. So if he don't, I'll be a little tardy because
Yeah,
I'm always
but
tardy. I got you.
Okay.
Because
as
I
long
know
as
y'all listen. Because I won't mix up your name. I know
Yeah,
exactly
see,
who
exactly.
you are. I
You
come
like,
get
I
you.
think
gonna be
Alana's
in
in
that
there. That's what he gonna say. I think it's Alana.
What you talking about?
Maybe
You
it's my
gonna help her?
favorite. I don't know. Let me see.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
see her. She's still my favorite. They were like, you got to give a name. Oh, Lord.
That's what he's gonna do.
Okay.
No,
I got
but
you.
back in the old days, before I was a councilman, we used to come to them council meetings. And sometimes it used to be 20 or 30 of us standing up there making our point, helping push the envelope. But no, I enjoy coming on here. How many more Tuesdays we got before the
How many
election?
Tuesdays you want to have? We can have as many Tuesdays as you like.
Well, we said we would do these 6 o'clock Tuesdays.
We got 3 more Tuesdays. We actually have 4 more
If we
Tuesdays
gonna-
because November 1st is a Tuesday.
If you
So we
gonna
have
try
4
to
more
let
Tuesdays.
Jeremy do the sound again.
Jeremy is good. Jeremy can do it. Jeremy, let me tell you something. I have faith in you, Jeremy.
Right.
Because you watched what happened, and I'm for sure that you got us up next time. So I have faith in you, Jeremy. Jeremy, you still listen. You still my man 100 grand. Don't even worry about it.
Man, say that again.
You still my man 100 grand.
Man, what?
100 grand.
I want to say something like, not that he's my man. I want to say that to a woman or something. Now tell me what you said.
I said he my man 100 grand.
100 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can
Okay.
say you my girl in a bag of pearls.
There you go.
Okay.
So now you're giving them pickup lines. Now you
I'm
giving
trying to help. I'm
I'm
just trying to
giving
help.
them pickup
Yeah,
lines.
I'm just trying
Said
to help.
somebody asked was Maze a single man. You got pickup lines now.
There you go.
I am single.
Nah, wait a minute. Now he didn't change his voice to a little bit
Hit that
different.
very word.
Right, he said.
We didn't plan this. I
His
said
voice got
Adrian,
deeper and
and I
everything.
pulled Amy.
I gotta find that. I gotta
said,
find that video. You remember me and you did a duet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I seen that. That was on your mama and dad's
Yeah.
anniversary.
It sure was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we did a
that.
duet.
Uh-huh.
I forget what song we was
Luther
singing.
Vandross. I
Yeah.
remember it was Luther Vandross. That was their favorite song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we did a
think if
duet.
you put an orchestra behind me, I think I can do something.
Listen, I believe that you can.
Thank you, Adrian.
I believe that you can.
Somebody said, tell Mr. Mays my great aunt is single as well.
Oh, Becky, bro. Becky. Becky.
Yeah, but she can't
Your
speak.
auntie is single and ready to
She
mingle.
can't speak for her auntie.
But
Listen, she's just letting you know.
She trying to tell you that
You know what I'm
amazing
saying?
things are in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hush your mouth.
Oh, I'm just trying to tell you. I'm just trying to tell you.
Wouldn't it be something? I ain't never been married in my life.
Oh,
And then here you go.
Yeah.
I'm a
I
sing at your
remember,
wedding.
look, I remember my dad was my pastor.
Yeah.
Right, for over
Mhm.
27 years, Pastor May.
Pastor Mace.
I was staying with my friend in Saginaw.
Uh-huh.
So I say, we going to church.
Oh, okay.
It's a true story.
Uh-huh.
We get in church. I'm proud. She meet my dad. He the pastor.
Uh-huh.
I bet you he changed his sermon on purpose. He was preaching about how you shouldn't be living together.
Oh, no shacking, no
All
shacking.
that. I say, boy, it's something else.
Daddy
So,
said no shacking.
Yeah, I was
that's what
close.
he said.
I was close to getting married about 3
And
times.
here he comes.
My son,
I got a quick question.
my son,
Go for it,
33 years
Jeremy.
old. I got 3 grandkids. Yeah.
I want to know why didn't the pipes get fixed? And when Weaver left office, she had completed at least over 80% of the pipes, the restoration.
Yeah.
I know, like I said, I know it was COVID and everything like that, but they've had circuses in the back of
Jeremy,
City Council.
if I
City
tell
Hall.
you why the pipe deadline was missed,
We missed it.
you gonna believe me?
Absolutely.
I
I
mean, do
will.
people believe what I say?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I
Go
believe
for it.
you.
Tell us. Tell the truth. We
Now,
want to
how
hear
many
some
minutes
truth.
you want me to do it in? 1 minute, 3 minutes, to 2 minutes? I'm gonna just go on my own.
Go for it.
Adrian,
Mm-hmm.
when your mom was in office, one of the biggest strategies we did, and it was a well thought out strategy, it wasn't a fly by night strategy, was decided to declare the wild emergency.
Mm-hmm.
When it declared the wild emergency, it brought a whole bunch of resources in and lawsuits. One of them was the lawsuits to repair the pipes, Jeremy.
Okay.
And so when that money come to repair the pipes from lawsuits by the NAACP and
Right.
the concerned pastors and others,
Mhm.
it had a time frame, a deadline.
Yeah.
People came in from all over.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to, what's her name, Will Smith, wife Jada Pinkett
Jada.
Smith,
Mm-hmm.
in the lobby of City Hall. Snoop Dogg was here.
Yeah.
All kind of folks came
Mhm.
in. And one of the key players who came in, as it relates to them pipes, Jeremy,
Okay.
was a company called W.T. Stevens.
Mm-hmm.
They was already here. Another key company that came in was called AECOM. They one of the nation's biggest engineering firms, and they was managing it. When W.T. Stevenson won the contract, how much you think they won the contract for, Adrian? Do you know?
Oh no, I
Do
don't
you
know.
know?
I
So
don't know. I
Jeremy,
don't.
you know, got an idea how much they
I don't know how
contract
much.
W.T. Stevenson was?
Well, how much was it for? A
Mickey,
million?
Mickey said he know. I'm gonna tell you what the previous record was for black folks in Flint.
Tell us.
About 500,000, 800,000.
Okay.
They broke the record. How much you think they won?
31 million.
31 million. See,
Wow.
Mickey keep it up. So when you got black folks locally winning contracts for 31 million and hiring a bunch of more black folks, I call them, they came on the scene. They was the Michael Jordan and the Magic Johnson of pipe replacement. We was ahead of schedule, Jeremy.
Absolutely ahead of schedule.
2019, December 2019, council means something. Let me show you what council means. You had Kate Fields, Eva Worthing, and you can go back and look at the votes. Everything I say, you can check out. They fired AECOM. You know why I think Kate Fields and that misleaded group fired AECOM? Because the guy who was running point for AECOM was black and wore a bow tie. Some of the same thing type stuff happened now. You know who was the president of the city council a few months ago? Me. You know why I got moved? I was black. It ain't that I wore a bow tie. I signed up to run for mayor. My point is this: black folks still in 2022 can be treated differently. And I'm going to make my point. Mr. Neely won an election by a measly 200 votes. Know what's one of the worst things he did? Sat W.T. Stevenson down. The historic black pipe replacement company, who was like the Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson of pipe replacement, and coupled with that December 19th decision that 5 council people made, and W.T. Stevenson being set down wrongfully by Mr. Neely because they supported Weaver. Now, ain't that something? You so mad that stuff was going a certain way while you was a state rep and that W.T. Stevenson was supporting Weaver. You set him down and still ain't paid him the $1 million outstanding owed him.
Right.
And so that's the reason why we didn't meet the deadline on the pipe replacement, because for 3 years of him trying to punish W.T. Stevenson for helping Weaver,
Yeah.
we didn't meet the deadline. He brought that resolution to finish them pipes to us about 3, 4 months ago.
Yeah.
And we approved it. And guess what? We approved it for a company out of Detroit. And guess who they had before this council? Another black man. And guess what he done did 2, 3 weeks ago? Guess who he subcontracted and hired?
W.T.
Oh,
Stevens.
W.T.
W.T.
Stevenson.
Stevens. Yeah.
Wow.
And you ain't heard of Pete. Now, will the court extend the deadline? Will Neely get a chance to play politics with black folks and white folks alike? Or will we have the person back who I work with? It trips me out,
Yeah.
Jeremy, since you raised the question. I don't know if they asking you on Facebook or not, but it tripped me out. We the ones, when I say we, I'm talking about me. I was
Yeah.
finance chairman. I might not look like no finance chairman to you, but I used to get all A's and B's.
Yeah.
I know how to add, subtract, multiply. When I was finance chairman, we the ones who started that secondary water source.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
finishing up projects that we
Already
were
been-
started, that and claiming them
And
for
claiming
their own.
for himself. Yeah, saying he
Yeah, that's
started.
just like the
He did that
that's like the
Yeah.
Dayton
yesterday.
family.
Wait, was that yesterday we were at that black meeting? And he said
It's
something about
ridiculous.
how we were out of 32.
He said out of 23 municipalities, failed the water test. We were the only one that
Because of that second.
Man, look.
And I always be like, who
Secondary.
is the we? Like, are you French or is it the turd in your pocket?
I
Like,
like
who is
I like
we?
to give
That's
people
exactly what he
credit
said.
for
Yeah.
what they do. It's enough
Absolutely.
credit to spread it around.
Absolutely.
If you do something or you turn me on to something politically, I like to say because of Satara or Adrian, I did this or did that. That was just like we passed the ordinance or law or policy to rename streets.
Yeah.
We did that under Weaver. The first street we voted on, which ain't been implemented yet, was the Dayton family.
Oh, right. Oh, right,
Dayton
right, right,
Street
right.
at the top would have honorary sign saying the Dayton family. He seen that. And then he brought Clarissa Shields.
Clarissa.
And Clarissa Shields, and people don't be knowing this. We had to prove that. And when it come out, he say he did. He ain't giving people credit for what they do. He should have said, because of the work that I or the council, proper etiquette, you say the council and I did.
Yeah.
We renamed it. I was president of the council. I should have got an invite to be standing there
Yeah.
when they named it. So you got to tell the whole truth. You can't tell half truth. You can't take credit for what people done and then call it your own. And I see that a lot with the secondary water source, even them bus that's in the lobby. You know, what's the lady named Miss Sane? They sparked that, and he like, I got bus of people's heads in the lobby.
He will always take credit for something that he can show off for, but anything negative, he's going to defer it and blame someone else.
Well, he pretty smart. I got my degree from Michigan State University, political science pre-law. For 8-9 years, I've been knowing from what's been told to me that he got his degree from Saginaw Valley.
I am
Come
so
to
glad.
find out, CNN, Fox. Now, how did CNN check that out? We right here in Flint. And I was fooled and didn't know.
Well,
I'm
glad that you said that because I have a question in regards to that. Because I would like to know, when did council start getting staff? Because it was said that staff put that out. His staff member had put that out. So when did council start getting staff? Because wasn't he in city council when that first came out? Like that's 2014, right? When did city council start getting staff? Because if you got staff, I want to be hired.
Let me lean on your shoulder. Satara, I was on the council with Mr. Neal.
Okay.
We all share staff.
Okay.
I'm going to try to get you straight. On the council with Neely, his claim to fame was given to us. One of his claim to fame was given to us through the Flint water plant, advocating that we could draw water from the Flint River and drink it.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna hear him say I was wrong and made a mistake. The worst mistake, one of the worst mistakes I advocated was we shouldn't have been drawing water out of that old dirty river. Me and your mom met, and we say we'll never use the Flint River again. It's too hazardous. But he don't want the residents now to know that he was the biggest advocate for river water. That staff stuff, what he talking about, it's when he went to Lansing. See, when he went to Lansing, he figured he became big shots more so than us.
Yeah.
And he went to talking about staff. Well, my staff put that there.
Yeah.
Your staff got it from you.
Yeah.
Reverend Hobbs taught us in church, you tell one lie, you got to tell one or two more to cover
Are we talking
up.
about Reverend Dr. Alfred A.C. Ross?
Yeah, that's who baptized me.
I love that man to death. That was
we
was
was
the
on
guy.
that Canaan Baptist Church. Oh, what a time.
Yeah.
Them red robes used to come marching in, the inspirational
Yeah.
choir, Miss Tucker and them, Craig Tucker's mama. They
Yeah.
come in from the back, walking and marching. Man, you had grown men shouting and crying. I'd be scared to ride home with Daddy. I said, now I went to church as a kid. Now he ended up preaching. So the spirit had hit him.
So yeah, he was advocating water with our regular drinking water. But you have to remember,
Before
at the time,
blending.
he was an engineer at the time from SBS.
He was
yeah.
an
At
en-
that time.
he was an engineer at Channel 12. He
I thought
wasn't
he
no
was.
water
I was getting ready to
engineer,
say. I thought
and
he
they
was an
probably
engineer.
thought he had a degree
No, what
too.
I'm saying is he had a degree. So at that time, before we
Like,
really
are
did
we
have
talking
one.
about like degrees in paper or degrees in deodorant?
Well,
Adrian,
Listen,
I'm trying.
we gonna
Listen,
be mad.
I'm
man.
just trying to get some clarification.
That's when
Can
I
any of
seen.
y'all answer me that? Can y'all tell
When
me
I
was he
seen
talking about
Don
degree to
Jones.
deodorant? I'm
Hey, Cynthia, when I seen Don Jones
uh-huh.
at Channel 12
At Channel
have
12.
to do the story
Mhm.
that appeared on Fox and CNN. The
Ooh.
headlines on Fox and CNN
Did it hurt her soul?
was
Did it hit her
Gretchen
in the spirit?
Whitmer endorsed a mayor, and I'm paraphrasing, who lied about his degree. It embarrassed Gretchen Whitmer.
Yeah.
I think that's the
Oh,
reason
yeah.
she didn't come here
Mhm.
this weekend.
This weekend.
Yeah, because
It-
she's been here.
Yeah,
She's
it wasn't
been
but
here.
about
She's been
14
coming.
Yeah.
people at this
Mhm.
rally
Yeah.
that he publicized. But when Don Jones did the story about the lying
Mm-hmm.
or misinformation
Mm,
for
mm-hmm.
8-9 years about a degree,
My.
they used the word credibility.
Mm.
They say this was a major loss of his credibility. I knew it was a major loss when his brother-in-law beat me up in Roots because he issued a press release. Now we go to the same church. My daddy baptized him when he was little and married him and his wife when he got grown. And it hurt me to my heart
Yeah.
that his brother-in-law, who wasn't supposed to be working at City Hall, it would be like Mayor Weaver hiring you, a relative. Some of that is unethical.
Mm-hmm.
When that brother-in-law beat me up in Rubes and he issued a press release the next day on letterhead in the middle of a state police investigation and used cuss words and say I walked in the Rubes saying I would kick his F&A. What mayor puts that on a letterhead to degrade a church member in the middle of an investigation? That taught
I
me
was there
something.
that night.
That
I
taught
can
me
vouch
something.
for you.
But
See what I'm
but
saying?
isn't that it? So
Half truths and lies.
so
That's-
with credibility though, credibility and integrity, that all goes hand in hand, right? So with that being said, what didn't he also say that he didn't know that that was his brother-in-law?
all I know, we've been
Okay,
knowing
I'm
for
just trying to
years.
say.
He
I'm
ain't
just trying to
claiming
say
them.
about
He
it.
is not claiming
Because
them.
he
You
because
made-
didn't he say that?
he's not claiming
Okay,
them.
AD, thank you. Because I thought
ain't
I was
claiming
just
Who
trying
ain't
to say.
claiming who?
Neely's not claiming.
He said he
his
didn't know that he
brother-in-law-
was
that
he was
yeah.
married to his sister.
That ain't true. That would make me mad if I was Mr. Murdoch and you all of a sudden start.
It did make him mad.
Yeah.
He said
Nah.
said it.
I've
Yeah,
been
because
knowing
how you now you
Neely
don't
and
now you
Murdoch
don't
for
claim
years.
or you didn't know.
I've been knowing him for years, and Murdoch ain't a bad guy, but what that happened was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
but
should
I'm
all
t-
sit
he
down
he
and
was
dealt
very
with
upset when that happened when Neely
You
didn't
talking
claim
about
him.
They
Yeah.
being upset.
Yeah.
That I mean
That pissed him right
yeah,
off.
it
Hear
pissed
me.
him off.
Yeah.
They talking
he
about
did.
being upset. Hell, I was hurt. I had to go
We
to
know
the
you.
hospital.
We know you was hurt, man. We know you was hurt.
Yeah.
I'm too old for that. In 30 years, I ain't never been around no administration.
Oh, I thought you said.
I've been in politics for over 30, 40 years in Flint. I've never been physically beat up and attacked by no administration. Well,
Man.
worse than
Very
Trump.
Suge-Knight-ish.
Worse than Trump in a way. America said to Donald
Not like
Trump,
that though. He
character
I mean,
matters.
I'm just saying.
I
And
said
so
very
locally,
Suge-Knight-ish.
Yeah.
the majority of the people don't know of these character traits or lack thereof.
Lack
It
thereof.
take time to learn. And the mass media, they spreaded the story with one instance about the degree. But the majority of the people don't know the character or lack thereof. All we can do is pray for folks who tell half truths in life. We had people like that in high school. We had people like that in junior high.
Well, Eric, I think we need to do more than just pray for them. We have to make sure that people are
No, you don't vote for
understanding
them.
that. That's why I'm going with that.
In
We
this
have to
case,
make
you
sure
don't
that people
vote for
that we
them.
have to make sure that people understand this and they know this, and so that we don't vote for them.
Yeah,
We got to do more than just
we
pray.
pray, But prayer and faith without works is dead.
Absolutely.
See, you don't want to get me to preaching up in here
Why not?
because I ain't ordained.
Oh.
I go to preaching and some lightning could strike me. So,
It's nice and
I
sunny
could,
outside.
I
I'm a
could,
test it.
I could make my voice sound a certain way sometime in your life.
Uh-huh.
You don't just have to pray.
Uh-huh.
Sometime in your life,
Uh-huh.
you have to have faith, but put works with it.
Uh-huh.
You have to spread the word
Yeah.
that who tells half truth
Uh-huh.
and sometimes outright lies.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
You have to let 4,900 people know the best way you can
Come on, sir.
that you're on the wrong side.
Tell it.
Sometimes you
Sometime.
can't let people make money
Uh-huh.
in their household,
Yeah.
husband and wife.
Mm.
In this case, look like the wife might stay there. But some folks, you have to sit them down. If
Say
you
it.
take 500 votes away
Uh-huh.
from this man
Uh-huh.
and he dropped 500
Mm-hmm.
and they move over to the Weaver side, he loses. You got to tell people they don't know.
Yeah.
It's one of them, forgive them for they know not what they do.
That was
They don't
said.
know what we do.
Uh-huh.
No, they don't know about the half truths and lies. They don't know about the little gangsterism of beating folks up and
Yeah.
the city attorney giving counsel wrong information, trying to keep his job. They don't know about the finance director
Tell it, sir.
not doing what he needs to do to disperse this money in our neighborhood. They don't know that just don't be happy about a $300 credit when you could have get $1,300
Yeah.
credit. They done forgot
Mm-hmm.
that when we was there with Weaver, the state paid for a credit. We had $60 million in credit,
Uh-huh.
not 8.6 million. And I'm not going to mess myself up trying to communicate a certain way in order to try to get some of the people to know it.
Yeah.
And so therefore, I'm going to go back to talking in my regular voice.
Okay, you better preach, preacher.
So
Preach on,
politics,
preacher.
you got to have character.
Yeah.
You got to be honest. You got to be true. You can't cut
You
deals
gotta have a
for
heart for
money.
the people.
Yeah, you can't tell people we hand delivered requests for proposals
Child.
to every dealership
Ooh,
when you're
child.
trying to do a under the scene, behind under the table deal with El Sarah because
Yeah.
somebody's wife worked there and the
My.
husband is trying to make money. All of this stuff matters.
Yes, it does.
I mean, I can go on and on. I
Yes,
feel
it does.
guilty because we came on laughing and talking.
Yeah.
I asked you to sit here, you wasn't even thinking about this. And so I feel guilty because once I get to talking politics, I get serious.
Absolutely.
And Jeremy started it.
Well, we
He's the one
supposed
who
to.
started it, Satara.
No, we're supposed to.
That's the same one didn't have us with no sound.
I just want to
I'm
clarify
getting back
that
to my
you don't
laughing
need a,
and
you don't
talking.
need a degree to be a mayor or anything like that, but his whole campaign was ran on truth and transparency.
Absolutely.
So I'm saying, where was the truth and transparency when you were sitting around and says, hey, you have this degree from here. Why don't you get up and say, if you're so truthful and transparent, I come in and say, well,
I don't have a degree. I got a few credits, but I don't have a degree.
So and it'll be perfectly fine. But what I'm saying is, you can't tell me you have truth and transparency when you omit the truth. You're not being transparent.
But it's bigger than the degree.
And let's.
It's all the things added together: truth and transparency, honesty, and character. See, where I sit, it's a conglomerate. The lack of a degree and carrying that on for 8 years, and then by being on Fox and CNN, that's like the icing on the cake. Remember, they say the Lord might not come when you want him to, but he's always on time. That can come out 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks before the election. Don't never worry. Have the faith. Do the work. And I'm telling you, even now as we move forward. I don't know what trickery
Mm-hmm.
and what deception gonna happen from here. But I'm emotional right now
Yeah.
because I really been brought up to believe truth and honesty gonna prevail over dishonesty and lies all the time.
You know what my grandma used to say? What don't come out in the wash, it come out in the rinse.
And
Mm-hmm.
when I said that, because you can be in politics and still talk about God.
Yeah.
You know, this probably the closest
Or
I've
wear
come
or
to a
wear or wear a
pulpit.
cross on your hat or your
All I
lapel.
know
Yeah.
is Jeremy, and then I'm gonna take a breath. They always told me he might not show up when you want him to,
Mm-hmm.
but he always on time.
That's right.
Like I said, I just keep bringing up the degree thing because I remember him saying, calling the Weaver administration, like the public health advisor, Dr. Pam Pugh, unqualified.
Right.
Jamaica,
Jamaica
Jamaica. Mm-hmm.
Patrick.
Patrick,
She wasn't.
degreed up, like double degrees.
Yeah.
The mayor, doctor.
Yeah.
So for
Doctor.
you to call these people unqualified, I was thinking he was a neuroscience surgeon or something like that. I was just, it was shocking to me.
Not.
It's really the integrity for me because I just feel like if you don't have the integrity in leading people, like what are you doing? Because you have, not only are we as adults watching, you as younger adults watching, but you have children that are watching this that say, oh well shit, I can skate. You know, if I don't have to do that, what
Well,
I need to
one of
go to
the
college for?
sayings
What do I need to do that
one of the
for?
sayings is he's saying you can't be what you can't see. Now, what that mean? You can't be what you can't see. All these cliches.
Yeah.
You know, I'm all for Floyd McCree. Melvin McCree used to be the president of the council.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, Joe Davis in the fire station, that's cool. But it's more to it than that. Don't use folks to camouflage who and what you're doing. Don't be so self centered for you and your family that you forget about 80,000 people who
Yeah.
you have the opportunity to
Yeah.
help. So, this is a very serious dilemma we're in
Absolutely.
because character matters,
Absolutely.
honesty and truth matters.
Yeah.
And if we know some stuff, don't be mad at us if we try to tell people. Don't be, I just lost the election.
Yeah.
This man done fooled some folks and won to the point where now his wife done won.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna punish her.
Right,
I ain't
exactly.
saying a word because I'm focusing on you
Yeah.
and your character
Right.
as we try to take care of this serious business to make Flint right.
Yeah.
You got last night, I had to call the police. They say, Councilman Mays, we got 3 shootings and one of them is fatal. I said, okay, I'm just calling because a package was mailed to my house from, how you pronounce it? Slovenia or somewhere, and it had the custom stamp on it. And I'm looking and Googling, and that's somewhere over by Ukraine
Yep.
and Hungary. And
Yeah.
I'm saying, I don't know nobody over there. And when I tore it open, there's some gooey brown stuff come out. And so I
Oh
was on the
boy.
phone, and they
Oh
say,
boy.
drop that. I call the police. They say, get it out the house. And so the police come late on that night, about 12:15, 12:30 is documented, rubber gloves. And we got to now, I got to take it from Flint police to the state police post to Bridgeport because I want to see what that is. Now, you know what the inside said.
Hmm.
It said, from Councilman Murphy, have a good day. Now, who had some come through customs to Eric Mays, the United States of America,
Wow.
and then that's on the inside. So that's some serious business. I told somebody with what I done experienced with this administration and his council cronies.
Wow.
That's what I'm gonna call some of them, council cronies.
Wow.
I'm saying I ain't got time to play with these. And I told somebody, they say, Maze, watch yourself. Know what I told them?
Wow.
When you hear my home going, don't
Don't
you
worry
worry
about
about
me.
me.
Woo!
Because I don't play with these folks, but I'm telling you,
Wow.
I've never been around a group who operate like
Wow.
this. And so this is serious
It's a
business.
dangerous,
And I
dangerous
want
game.
people to know if I'm down here working, help make my environment easy to do. Ain't nobody gonna top this. They can campaign, do what they want. You should be proud of this. When we took over, when I say we, but myself and others, we had a $12 million budget deficit. We was in the hole with Huey Newsom that she brought in,
Right.
wherever she found him from. Guess who was the finance chair?
You.
I don't like to
Oh,
say
okay.
that like that.
I said.
But check this out.
Toot my own horn.
We
Yeah, you know.
had
Toot, toot.
we had a $24 million surplus fund balance and got the emergency managers out.
Yeah.
If we couldn't correct Flint financially and bring in over $700 million that went all kind of different places, we'd have been still under emergency manager law. Mr. Neely not only was the advocate of the Flint River water, but he sat there with Scott Kincaid and them and ran that deficit up. And then they had the emergency managers in. We had to get them out. Right now, next fiscal year, in 3 years, guess what he got us facing? A $15 million budget deficit. And if it ain't for them $79 million in ARPA funds,
Mm-hmm.
we might not could fix it. We did get an influx of money from the state for pension.
Yeah.
So when y'all hear me talk like this, I laugh and joke, but
But
ain't nobody gonna top some things that we did.
yeah.
We declared an emergency and we got the emergency managers out and turned it back to local government and home rule in the middle of some crooks
Mm.
who charges was dropped today. And they shouldn't have been dropped
Right.
today.
Right.
They shouldn't have been dropped because Gretchen Whitmer, Neely, Dana Nessel, and them wasn't in the fight with me and your mama. They
Yeah.
didn't call the lawyers in, and then they settled the case wrong. A guy called me today, when we gonna get our checks? I say, you ain't gonna probably like it when you see it, because Neely and Gretchen and them settled it wrong. Dana Nessel and them prosecuted wrong. They should have left what Todd Flood and them did right there. Neely and them should have left what me and Weaver and them did right there. And I'm going to tell it. I'm going to share it. I'm going to put my best foot forward, because if we fix this, it's a hallelujah day.
Absolutely.
It's a hallelujah day.
Absolutely.
You think y'all can trust me to be quiet again?
We want a hallelujah day, and that's the
No, I'm
reason why
serious.
we're
I talk a
advocating for
lot.
these things that we're advocating for. That's what we're putting out in the forefront, all of the things that we are putting out here, so that you guys can have an educated decision when you're voting, right? Because that's the problem. We don't see these things, we don't hear these things, and it's always one-sided. Because if we wait on channel 12 to do it, you're not gonna hear it.
They're not gonna talk about
You're
it.
not gonna
I was
hear it.
just gonna say,
They're
they're
not
not
even
talking.
letting her.
Yeah,
They're not even letting her
We haven't
speak.
even heard
Yeah.
anything about the bid rigging
right.
Absolutely not.
that's going on.
And so we have to put that in the forefront. That's the reason why these type of platforms are important, and that's the reason why that you should be supporting these that are putting the correct information out, that are doing the right things. Because why can't we have the truth? Why can't we know all of these things that are going on? Whether you like it or not, it is what it is. I don't always like all the things that I hear about certain people that I do like, but it is what it is. We can't just keep hiding that stuff and throwing it under the rug and sweeping it over here and walking over it like it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like it, like what good is that doing us? What good is that doing Flint? And for someone to continue to profit off the plight of the people is ridiculous. It's sad. And if you're not tired of that, if you're not sick of that, if it doesn't bother you at all, then okay, then that's fine. But for the rest of you that it does, it doesn't make any sense for you to just sit and not do anything. That's my problem with a lot of people is just sitting and not doing anything. And that's not going to help anything. Not at all. But you'll complain about it after the fact. There's no point in complaining if you're not going to get up and do something about it.
Alana, I'm listening to her. I mean,
I was about
Adrian,
y'all almost
Adrian,
saw.
Adrian, I'm
Listen.
listening to
The
her.
table
Well,
almost
I was
flipped.
gonna say, I was gonna.
You can't turn up. I'm a boy. I'm a man. Look,
Yeah.
Adrian, check this out. I'm listening to her talk.
Mhm,
I don't know how my life gonna end up, but
mhm.
guess what come to mind when she was talking?
What was that?
Another one of them scriptures.
Mhm.
What does it profit a man to gain the
Gainers
whole world
and lose it so.
and lose his
Mhm.
soul?
Mm-hmm.
Because she was saying some stuff, and I'm like, why is all these things coming through my head?
Mm-hmm.
Probably after I got that package yesterday.
I mean, it's funny, but it's not.
It
Yeah.
ain't funny, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And sometimes you got to laugh to keep from crying.
Mhm.
Right. Sometimes as you try to disseminate truth and honesty, you keep a sense of humor. But
Absolutely.
it's nothing funny about the next 2-3 weeks.
Absolutely not.
I want to provoke people to think. I don't want people to feel sorry for me and nobody else who don't get the votes they need.
Yeah.
I want to be able to work in an environment in the next 3-4 years. We ain't talking about for 3-4 months.
Right.
We talking about what environment is you gonna work in to move millions of dollars and try to help people for the next 3-4 years. If you have tested somebody for 3 years and they missing deadlines, ain't getting stuff done, being vindictive toward the black companies, messing with the council president and discrediting people and lying. You've seen that test.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you work with somebody else for 3-4 years, in that case Weaver,
Mm-hmm.
and you got emergency managers out, you brought money and celebrity and fame to this city. It was not easy to bring in the president of the United States to the
Right.
city of Flint.
Absolutely.
That day at Northwestern, when Air Force One flew over before it landed at Bishop, what a wonderful sight.
Yeah, but I was
Oh,
disappointed in him.
because of that cup,
He sipped that water.
that water.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I know
disappointed
somebody
me.
else that sipped some water.
That
as well at the
disappointed me.
plant.
I sipped some water in the
disappointed me.
plant, and I wasn't really disappointed with myself because the water in the plant,
Tastes good.
that made it taste
Fresh.
good, not fresh.
Okay.
And I didn't really sip it at first. The point is, when it come through the pipes,
Right.
Uh-huh.
when it came through the infrastructure and the lead in your house, that's where it got wrong because they didn't put correct
Correct.
corrosion control.
Correct.
See, I'm this type of person, Jeremy. I don't run from the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't run from the truth. I'm the one that had something to do with declaring an emergency. I'm the one that done marched and had white folks at my house. Melissa, Leanne Walters or whatever. And I don't know what Obama had in that cup.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm used to it. And I'm here to tell you, I know from beginning to end.
Mm.
I know when Trishelle Young was brought in by me at the African American Hall of Fame dinner. Here go a case. She put good lawyers around her. I did a dinner at Metropolitan with Napoli and Skolnick. When what's that little celebrity guy name? We served dinner. So it don't bother me. You can say I know somebody, and I'm gonna tell you who it was. Me at the plant when they toasted, I hesitated, but I did taste it, and I'm here to live to talk about it. But the problem in the water crisis, really, in all sincerity, is when they ran that treated water untreated
Yeah.
with corrosion control. The first people who came to Flint to expose that, it wasn't Dr. Mona Tisha Hanna, it wasn't Mark Edwards, it was Aaron Brockovich.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And her guy she sent from California,
Yeah.
Robert Bocock, and we got with Pastor Harris. I got with him, and we had a meeting at Saint Cigar, and that's when we first heard of a lack of corrosion control. They ain't gave Aaron Brockovich her credit to this day. They ain't gave Robert Bocock his credit, and I'm telling you, in some cases, I ain't got mine
Mm-hmm.
because Leanne Walters them and Melissa Mays them, some white folks who was getting into it technically, didn't have the people.
Yeah.
Because of church and relationships, I went to Pastor Harris, who was the head of concerned pastors, and went to Reverend Randolph,
Uh-huh.
who was the moderator at the time of the Great Lakes District. And the
Yeah.
first meeting with open mic was at Antioch.
Antioch.
That's
Mm-hmm.
why I went to Pastor. Ain't the only reason I went to Pastor
Randolph.
Randolph's
Mm-hmm.
funeral
Yeah.
and reunited with the citywide choir and sang. Daddy and Reverend Riles and them taught us the power of pastors.
Yeah.
Right now, y'all know who the moderator is for the Great Lakes District in this area?
I don't.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Pastor Overton.
Oh, is it?
Pastor Overton,
Okay.
during the water crisis, was assigned by Pastor Harris, him and Wallace Hill, to head that up.
Okay.
That's when I first met Pastor Overton back then.
Okay.
Pastor Overton is the one in our meetings. It wasn't but 12 of us strategizing. And all during this time, Mr. Neely wasn't there, but Weaver was. And even though she hadn't won yet, we teamed up with her. And to this day, we still good.
Absolutely.
But Pastor Overton is the one that told me to put the motion on the floor
Mm-hmm.
to go back to Detroit and get away from that Flint River. I didn't know at the time it was going to make so much sense and be a pivotal part.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to stand here and not name names.
Absolutely.
You done heard me go through a plethora of names.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Aaron Brockovich, Pastor Overton, Wallace Hill,
Yeah.
Pastor Randolph,
Yeah.
Leanne Walters,
Mm-hmm.
Melissa Mays, and I ain't gonna forget Floralisa Flower.
Mm-hmm.
Floralisa Flower, she in the first ward, but she white. She the one that was on Facebook, which got Aaron Brockovich's attention. And you ain't gonna forget the Gina Lusters,
Yeah.
the what you call it, Claire
Claire
McClendon and
McLean.
others.
Mm-hmm.
We had some closed door meetings.
Yeah.
We had some closed door meetings, and this was when Walling was in there. See, I done served under Walling, Weaver, Neely.
Yeah.
I done ran campaigns from Williamson
Mm-hmm.
to Woodrow Stanley. So ain't gonna run from nothing. Ain't gonna say nothing. And I'm wondering where he coming from. Talking about he know somebody else had sipped some
I was
wine.
talking about Neely.
No, I'm talking about me. And I'm telling you, once we seen what was happening with those, with that water,
Right.
we went to put the hammer down.
Yeah.
And so that's the difference between myself and Neely and others. We
Try to
want
help
folks
that
to
city.
tell the truth,
Mm-hmm.
the whole truth, and nothing but
Yeah, I
the
know
truth.
you had seen that
Absolutely.
King Mondo video.
Well, you
where-
know,
Yeah.
where he was inside. He
No.
was like,
Actually,
the
it was
water
a-
tastes good. So that's what I was.
I said I was
alluding
gonna be
to.
quiet, but when you said that, I felt guilty. You started, cause I'm like, I know what I did and
He
didn't
said,
do
I
it,
feel
which I could
attacked.
change. I can't change it.
Right.
You said I feel
You
attacked.
coming
At me.
Oh,
He said,
man.
hello.
Let me set my mic down. But you done hit a sore spot.
He
You
said,
done had me
"Hold
go
on."
all through the
Sheesh.
history. I'm like, Lord have mercy.
Sheesh.
Do he know I sipped from the bitter cup?
He said, oh my God.
He
I'm
said,
sorry.
what?
I think I went for a half
Hold
an hour
on.
defending myself. But
He said,
I
hold
admit
on,
it, I
Jeff.
admit it, I admit it.
Right.
At least he didn't deflect and be like, well, you cut the sound out.
Right.
Say the name first.
In the future.
I was going out. Don't compare me to Obama,
Right.
Neely.
None of that. He
But
said,
that just go to show you
Right.
that was a serious thing going on.
No, it was.
and I was grown, but them babies,
Yeah.
them new babies,
Mhm.
what we found out, lead, and it wasn't just lead. It was germs,
Yeah.
bacteria,
Yeah.
trihaloethamines. I used to say during the water crisis, Adrian, I had to learn more about chemistry and water as much as Forrest Gump had to learn about shrimp.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, a
Yeah.
lot of information was coming our way. But I appreciate you bringing that up because it took me back. That water crisis when we were standing out there in that plant, that was what, April 2014, I think
Yes,
it
Mhm.
was.
sir.
And had I got out of jail, been in jail, but I remember riding out there to the back in Police Chief Talbot's car
Mhm.
because Donnie O'Reilly and them was there. And remember, Donnie O'Reilly and them tried to prosecute me and send me away.
Yeah.
And that was during the time when they were saying I was going the wrong way down
With four
475.
flats.
And I tell you, they were lying. It wasn't but three flats. But that ain't the point.
My
Adrian, I'm
God.
telling you, that
Oh
ain't
my
the
God.
point. I'm
Did
telling
Eric
you,
Mays defend himself?
I did
That's what I
represent
heard.
myself
That's
and
what I
got
heard.
four not guilty
You better
because
That
say
has
it
not
slow.
reached
woulda-
16 psi.
Yeah.
you'd have had
It
to
is still at
almost tow
24.
that car there. Now
Yeah.
picture this. You not gonna go the wrong way
Not the wrong
on
way.
475
Uh-huh.
but from Stewart Street down to Beecher. It take a long time to
Yeah.
go
some
with that
flats
name
he
flat. Bloom, bloom,
Yeah.
bloom.
Yeah.
Some people told me, and I told the jury, I believe it was told that. I told them I think I know who put something in my drink because I don't usually drink. When they seen me in the newspaper in court on my knees at that table, I was praying the prayer. Be my lawyer in the courtroom.
Mm-hmm.
And I represented myself, and the Lord blessed me with four not guilties because
Who
they
won't he do it?
said I was at a .08.
Mm-hmm.
That's the level
The-
of being
Mhm.
drunk.
Uh-huh.
Just for all the people who still out drinking, and it was .08. But the lady who was in the police department got on the stand and said, I've been doing this test for 15 years.
Uh-huh.
The machine was calibrated right. We cleared his mouth of jawbreakers, gum, and dentures. And your daddy had made me some dentures. Dr. Rex Weaver, one of the best in the city. And so they didn't know I had them dentures on. And so when they say, Councilman Mays, do you have any cross-examination for this witness?
Yeah.
I say, ma'am, you just testified on the oath you did the test right, and I was at 08. I say, what if you had did something wrong? Could it make it go up or down? She said it could make it go up or down .03. I say, so if it go down .03 and I'm at a .77 versus a .08, we wouldn't be here, would we? No, because that's legal. I pulled out my teeth and say, you didn't know I had these and you never took them out. And I say, no more questions for that witness. So the
Uh-huh.
night of
Wow.
closing arguments, I thought about it. I said, if it worked for Johnny Cochran,
Hey.
it might
You
work
know
for
what?
me.
If it
I
don't
said,
fit,
Oh,
if
you
the
you
teeth
must have
fit,
quit.
you must
Or
have quit.
quit.
I
Yes.
got four not
Oh,
guilty.
wow.
Listen.
That's amazing.
It's a
You know.
true
That's
story.
amazing for
Go
amazing
back
days.
and check the
That's
record.
amazing.
Yeah.
He the one started it, talking about I sipped some of that water. Not only did I sip some of that water, I sipped from that cup and thank somebody put something in there and know who that was and thank they told my car. And the jury, who you might not have been in trial, wasn't convinced beyond a reasonable doubt that some of that
Listen.
wasn't true.
No, that's
And that's how dirty sometimes politics in the city of Flint can be. It don't have to be.
Yeah.
That's why I'm making a choice.
Absolutely.
I know who I can work with.
Uh-huh.
I know who lie and mess around on me. Donnie Early did.
Mm.
I'm gonna tell you, Neely Hair,
Mm-hmm.
emergency managers.
Mm-hmm.
We fixed some stuff
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
and was serious about doing it
Mm-hmm.
with Mel Weaver. I don't play in front of, look, watch this. I don't play in front of these kids. I'm telling the truth. I ain't just playing.
Listen,
How long we been here, jibber jabber?
we got them. Listen,
What time is it?
it's 7:23.
Oh, he cost us. That same guy cost us
Listen,
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
I
I'm
I
gonna get on
appreciate
out
you
of here.
sitting in.
Look,
I asked her,
I'm
y'all.
supposed to
I
be in-
asked her to
I
sit
done
in.
went to the grocery store for my mama.
Okay.
They
If
just
gonna
sitting in the
put-
car. He done put
If
me
they
in the
gonna
shop.
put you on
Look,
punishment, you gonna be on
No,
punishment.
they them
You
groceries
go to
gonna get
your
to the house.
room,
I'm
you
gonna
don't
take them
get
on
to
over
eat
there to
dinner.
it right
They gonna
now.
get there.
Blame me.
Oh,
Blame me.
okay, when she calls you tonight.
Here
No, it's gonna
come-
be my daddy calling you.
You know what? Well, then you
Well,
dismiss.
Go
Go
I
ahead.
ain't gonna
Go
let you
ahead.
put that needle in my mouth.
No, we don't want you doing that.
But no, I got a good relationship with them. I tell them
Absolutely.
I asked you and you did it. I appreciate you.
I
Yeah.
appreciate you as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for sitting in. Listen, I appreciate that, y'all. I hope you all enjoy hearing a little bit of this and a little bit of that. All truth, though, right? Thank you, AD.
Oh yeah. Next time.
All right.
Is that
So,
Adrian or Alana?
Y'all gonna catch AD tomorrow. Listen, I appreciate you. I appreciate you talking to me. I appreciate you answering the phone for me every time.
Yeah, y'all got me emotional.
I've never ever called you and you haven't answered the phone for me, or if you weren't able to call me back, and I appreciate that. You are definitely one of the ones that do that. Tanya does as well. So Tanya, I'm not leaving you out. Shout out to Tanya Burns. But I appreciate you very much, and I appreciate you always being transparent. I appreciate you always being honest. I appreciate you having a heart for the people, and I appreciate you doing all of the work that you do for everybody that you do it in, not just in your ward. So I appreciate you, sir.
Well, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity without a buzzer going off,
No
without
buzzers.
somebody arresting me
That's
for
right.
talking over 3 minutes. It's a service. I enjoy doing it, and you know, I look forward to the next 2-3 weeks
Absolutely.
because the mainstream media ain't gonna talk like we do.
They're not gonna do it.
But Mickey probably will be back
Mickey will
next
be
week.
back.
Cause that's that guy who asked me about that water.
Jeremy, you gonna be the water asker
Man,
from now
I
on.
went off about
Yeah,
that
I was
water.
like, who? Yeah, I wasn't
It
even-
was folks drank.
Yeah.
Some of us didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
Obama knew,
Yes, he did.
but I don't know if that water in that glass with him was out of a bottle.
Yeah,
or out
it
of
could
the
have been a
bottle.
little Ice Mountain. We don't know.
But it tripped me out.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, y'all keep coming back. We'll be back next Tuesday. Same bat time, same bat channel. We're going to be right here at 810 News Media Group at 6 o'clock on Tuesday. And we're going to have some more truth, some more transparency. And we're gonna do the work for you. We're going to do some of the work for you. We need you to do some work too, because we need you to get registered. We need you to show up, and we need you to vote, right?
Yep, everybody do a little bit.
Yeah.
Get the numbers out. Everybody talk a little bit.
Yeah.
And we'll see what the Lord bless us.
And don't forget that Mr. Mays needs some younger folks to come and work with him. Now he's asking y'all to come and work with him. So he's asking y'all to get some younger folks to come out and work with him. Don't forget his phone number is in the chat. So make sure that you all come back out and you send some folks, some young folks that want to get out in the field, learn a little bit about politics, and learn how to work some things and do some
They
things
might
for a
spend
good cause.
An
And he
hour or
paying, he
two
said.
when we paying, yeah.
He said he
till
paying,
we
y'all.
Run out of money, so first come, first serve.
So-
knock some doors.
Also make sure that you all come out to the council meetings. We really need some butts in them seats when council is going off. I'm on 12 hours right now, so I'll be tardy if I make it. But however, y'all come out and support. Eric Mays is out there doing a great service, and I need you all to make sure that you are supporting him. There's some folks on there that don't need to be on there, so y'all need to vote. Like y'all need to vote there too. Remember, the power is in the local. Remember, the power is in the
getting
local.
old, man. I gotta help some people learn what's going on.
Oh, now you might have a date. Becky
Say
Brown said
what?
her aunt is gonna be there.
Say what?
Listen, Becky, Make sure she in the building. I'm telling you, make sure she
Man,
in the
look,
building.
I'm
Make sure
old.
she throw a hat, tip a hat or something.
Man, look,
Make sure you
women,
know who it is.
you know, I'm like a monk. I'm like a nun. I'm not gonna let y'all be putting me in no dates. I kiss a woman, have a heart attack, and fall out. I'm old. I'm old.
No, we go no, Becky, let her come. Listen, y'all, I love y'all. I appreciate you all for joining. Come back next Tuesday. Tomorrow, what's tomorrow? Who coming on tomorrow, Mick? What's tomorrow? AD is on tomorrow. So y'all
See,
seen
that
AD a
was
little
that
preview,
was
like
a
so
little
y'all come on in
introduction,
and
yeah.
y'all see AD tomorrow. What time AD gonna be on tomorrow? Tomorrow, AD will be on it at 6 o'clock. So y'all come on and see Adrian at 6 o'clock, and then come back on Thursday at 6. Is she on at 6? Winter's on at 6. Come back on Thursday. Winters is on at 6. And then Friday, you got me back. You know what I'm saying? You go pop with me on Friday. So come back on Friday at 6 o'clock. And then on Saturday morning, you can see Reverend Threlkeld at 8. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock.
Y'all
Reverend
say
Threlkeld at
next
8.
week we might be able to take some calls and
Yeah,
talk to
yeah.
some people.
And we're gonna have a number of listen, y'all, and y'all gonna be able to call in and y'all gonna be able to talk to us. And we gonna kick it a little bit. And so we're gonna do all of that. So y'all take it easy and we'll see y'all later. We'll see y'all
Pray
tomorrow.
for me, I pray for y'all.
All right.